What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's video. This week we are going to be working on the heater box. I separated it here. You got all these little screws that go around, and take the other half, and it actually fits. It will fit like this. But if we ever had to pull this coil pack or this coil pack out, I don't know if it would happen. There's daylight down in there, if you can see. Try to get it to focus on, but I mean, there's daylight. There's daylight here, not much, but I mean, technically it fits, but like I said, if we ever had to service those coil packs or change plugs, the whole heater box would have to come out. And you know, if it was just the heater box where it bolts out here with these two bolts, that'd be fine. But this other half bolts through there to the inside. And so to get to that, which we've already got all this pulled out, you guys have seen, but the whole air conditioner, all the blower, everything like that has to come out for you to be able to get to the two bolts on the inside. So that's a lot of work. It's still probably not as much as when we changed plugs on Andrea's Jeep. It's got the 3.6 or 3.7, whatever that is, the V6. You got to pull the intake off to get to three of them. Three of them are on service, but you got to pull the intake off to get to the other three. So we did that a few years ago. That was fun. So I don't think it's as much work as that, but I still want to keep this as minimal as possible. So here's my question that I am out here deliberating. There's only so much that we're going to be able to cut this, you know, to bring this line back this way. There's only so much we can cut out because you do have a heater core that is inside of there. So if I can take a 1/2 inch out, 3/4 of an inch would be like amazing. If I could get that much out of it, I believe if I could do that, then that would allow me enough, then I could probably fish it all out. So that's just kind of what I'm sitting here deliberating and going to pull some measurements and see. I know that BJ sells an underdash unit that eliminates all of this, gets rid of all of this and allows that to be super clean. That is an awesome setup, but it's like $1,800 and some change or something. I don't have that. So you're watching the channel of a guy who is, you know, I pretty much am limited to having to do it myself or something like that. I don't just have money to throw into projects. I have to try to make work what I can do. So that's not really an option for us. So we're gonna have to cut this heater box up and make this work. And I believe it's certainly doable. It already fits, so we already got a good start. So I'm not gonna film myself sitting here and doing the thinking face, but I'm going to think about this for a while and draw me some lines on the heater box and compare it back and forth, see what will fit, what will make happen, and I'll let you guys know when I got something. All right, guys, after a little bit of measuring and deliberating, I think this square right here is what we're going to be taking out. You can see we'll run right on. I was hoping to be able to cut it further down, but the heater core sits real flush to this edge. Now up in here, we got a good bit of room. So what we're essentially going to be doing is cut this square out, and where it dips down here, it will do that up here and then just run flat. So it'll be flat and then get up here and we'll do a 90 in it. So that's going to buy us a good bit of room here. It may cut down a little bit on the airflow inside to the heater core, but I don't think it's going to, you know, make all that dramatic of a difference. This thing already had heat that would melt you out of here. And we do live in the South, so, you know, AC is a little more important down here than heat is, but I still think there's plenty there. It'll be fine. But these once you get these bolts loose, you can kind of pull up a little bit and kind of bend that boot and work them out. So it may be a little bit of a challenge when you got to change the plugs, when that is, but my gosh, if you go pop the hood of your car to look at what all is involved to doing that. So it will still be way easier than any of that. So anyway, all right, well, I'm gonna get the cutting wheel out and slice this thing up. Kind of nervous. It's just fiberglass, we can fix it. There it is. You could just leave it like that, have maximum airflow. We can make that go back in. That is gonna be pretty close. More back here than we will up here because the heater box moves at this angle. So what we're really just doing, the heater core lays like this, the heater box runs like this. So really we're just bringing the heater box more parallel with the actual heater core. So it'll be more room in the back than in the front, but that's kind of what you want. It's easier to get to this one than this one, so having more room in the back is more beneficial. All right, well, I'm gonna make a mold here to make sure that I can still get a coil pack out. And we're gonna take foil tape and some cardboard and see if, and kind of mimic our shape and make sure that's gonna be enough for us to still be able to fish a coil pack out. And if it is, we'll start fiberglassing. All right, guys, well, we've got it all cut out. We've got our cardboard pattern in there, Krispy Kreme sponsored. You can see we've got tons of room now for this coil pack. I've already got the bolts out. I took, where'd it go? I've got this little wrench, fits super easy in there, pulled them right out. So, you know, got that. The tighter bolt is this one right here, on the third pack. That bolt right there was a little bit tighter, but there's still, it's all the way backed out and there's still room. I don't know if I can get it pictured. And I just got that with an open-end wrench. I just took an open-ended wrench because these bolts, once you break them loose, they're kind of loose. Then you can usually just finger loosen them out. So, but I got that one out with a box end wrench, so just using the open end. So now we get to see if the coil packs will actually come out. I figured you guys might want to learn if they will, while I learn if they will. So I'm gonna set the camera up and let's see if the coil packs will come out. Easy peasy. Once you break them loose from the plugs, you can kind of bend them. I don't think this one's gonna be a problem at all. Golden, pony boy. All right. Now, I'm not gonna put these back in. I'm gonna leave them out because I'm actually gonna be swapping these valve covers. I'm gonna put this one over here because you can see this one. I don't know what this is. Something spilled on it at some point in its life and stained it. And I've tried to use all kinds of cleaners and stuff, and I've got the valve covers all looking really good, but I cannot get that out. I'm not gonna paint them. I don't want to fool with painting them. So this valve cover over here is really good shape. So you just flip them. We can put that one, and that'll put the stain back behind the heater box. So I'm gonna be swapping them around. So while I got these off, it all works out. So also, guys, it's not just about fitment out here. You also want to make sure that on the inside that this is not hitting your heater core. And I don't know if you can tell, but all the way down to the bottom, I can fit my fingers between all the way to the bottom. So whenever I was taping this up, that's what I did. I just kind of stuck my hand and let it rest on top of the heater core and taped it to the hand. So it kind of, this has a, I know you can't tell, but it has kind of an arch up right here. So there is clearance. So you just want to make sure that when you're building all this, that not only does it need to clear out here, it also needs to clear in here as much as possible, just so that you got good airflow in there for your heater core. So we're gonna take some foil tape. So this is what you need. You can get this at any hardware store as far like AC ducting and stuff like that. But this is what you're gonna need for doing like fiberglass forms and stuff like that. It works really well because I'll show you the whole process and how we're gonna build this and fiberglass it, lay it over, and make it all match. Now you could probably just bend a sheet of aluminum. I have some thin aluminum out back that I could just bend and then rivet it all the way around, and then maybe just seal it with like some foam tape or something like that. I could do that, But I want this whole thing to look as natural and as good, you know, like it all right. I want it all done right. So I'm choosing to do that and then kind of just paint it all to where it looks like it was done that way. So fiberglass it is, because that's what that is, fiberglass, in case you didn't already know that. All right, well, we are ready, guys. That is our foil support inside. That's just gonna help hold this mat up as we lay it in there. So if you can use tin foil. I use this foil tape because it molds real easy. If this was gonna be exposed more, I would get it smooth, but because this is gonna be technically the inside, I don't really care. Inside, we've just got it taped around the edges to support it. So I'll probably put a little coat of spray wax over and wipe it onto this just to help that fiberglass resin release. And so for this, we're just using what you get at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. Just I've had this for a while. You can tell I've used it before, but you got your resin, you've got your hardener, and you've got your mat. So you know, it's pretty straightforward. Fiberglass is not too hard to work with. It's messy, it gets all over you, so get some gloves. You'll see that in a minute. There it is. It's fiberglassed in. Everything kind of lays out pretty smooth. We'll of course let that dry, and then we'll be coming in and sanding, and may go over it with some fiberglass filler, but I don't know. We'll see how it kind of looks and cures out. But you saw me when I was doing, I get one major layover, and then I just went in and kind of just started putting strips all around the edge and then down the middle. Just kind of putting pieces in there just to kind of thicken it up a little bit. It's not a, you know, major structural piece holding, you know, it ain't doing a whole lot. It's just a housing for the heater core, so it ain't got to be just crazy strong and stuff. But it's there. It's glassed in. Does Andrea approve?
Like, you're gonna be so high. Do you not smell it? You don't smell it?
No.
You need to open a door.
What's that elephant coming in over there?
That's the freaks.
Is it that bad?
Yes, it's very bad. You need to go get some fresh air, babe.
I'm a painter. I smell this stuff all the time.
Oh my gosh. Did you fill him in on what happened to you? Was it Tuesday? Did you fill him in?
No, I didn't.
Fill him in on what happened. Tell him what happened.
I had to extend the shift linkage because I had to redo some stuff on the shift linkage because of the manifolds. I had to raise some. Anyway, long story short, I had to put about this much rod into the shift linkage to extend it out a little bit. And I couldn't find my safety glasses. And so I just had the 5/16 rod. And I was like, I couldn't find them. I was kind of in a hurry. So I was like, I'll just cut it. I know. I looked for them, couldn't find them. And got metal in my eye. Fought with it the whole rest of the day. The next day it got worse and worse and worse. And I had to go to the doctor and get the metal pulled out of my eye and get my eye polished because it had started rusting on my eyeball.
Twice. Polish your eye twice.
Big deal.
Sure.
And I don't know if anybody sees our new project over here. These are some wheels and tires for it. Took that on a trade little paint job for it. And it's for sale. All right, guys, well, let's dry. Excuse any noise you hear in the background. We're digging some stumps up out of our yard. But I took a break from that for a second because I really wanted to see how this is gonna do. Kind of see through it. I think that's plenty thick enough for what it is. We'll clean all this up. I'll let it dry overnight and and we'll just take a DA and kind of smooth it out a little bit and clean it up. I'm not even gonna do no filler on it because this up here has a fiberglass texture to it as well. So we'll probably just prime it and paint it and call it good. So that step's done. I gotta go back to get to moving dirt and digging stumps.
Actually getting the hang of it pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing really good.
He's doing really good. That's a good scoop.
That's a good scoop there.
That's a good scoop right there.
He's smiling. He knows it's a good scoop too. Look at him.
Why you just put dirt back in your hole?
I'm deducting that off your pay. He said, if you pay me, I can do this all day. I said, you make a lot of money doing this. All right, guys. Well, the heater box is back in. I went ahead and threw the fender well back on, just a couple of bolts just to look at it, just for a little bit of a boost, you know, in the morale. We've got plenty of room down here now. It's hard to tell, I know, because it's all black down in there, but you know, I'd done it first and I had to take it back off and notch a little bit more for this one bolt that goes, you can see it shining right through there, that bolt. And so I just kind of took a little bit more out all the way down to help clear that. And when I put the heater box back in, it literally just fell right in. Didn't have to, I had, the formula is take the back coil pack, this one here, take that one out, and it just drops right back in, and you can put that coil in, tighten it up, all is well. So it's not hard at all to take in and out, which I shouldn't take the heater box in and out. It's just be the coil packs and stuff when you change plugs or something like that. But they all come back out. Everything has clearance now to get the bolts in good and straight. So we're good there. New screws around, kind of dressed it up a little bit. I painted the blower motor and all that kind of stuff. So that looks good. And yeah, so that is a check on that side.
Thanks for watching. You can get our stickers at termiteoffroad.com. Alright.
Door's about to slam again.
You want to tell them how mad you were at me when I was trying to get it out?
I wasn't mad at you. It was just, she was trying to get it out with a Q-tip. It was stuck to the front of my eyeball. And
Yeah, you could see it.
I wasn't mad at her. I was just like,
Well, when I was poking your eye, I
yeah,
get it.
there's no way to tell anybody to be gentle. They're being
No.
gentle, but it's your eyeball. And
It's your eyeball.
It was very sensitive and raw, so anyway.